Okay, so I'm assuming that you're with me mentally, and we're gonna look at this chart. I'm telling you that you will be paying attention to either column number 1 or column number 2. It depends on your point of view. So in order to follow along here, you need to decide. Should the words under God be removed? It's probably the side that you decided to go with as far as the debate is concerned next week, although I think I forced some of you to change sides. I'm telling you, you have permission to go with the side that you actually think. Do you personally think that the words under God should be removed from the Pledge of Allegiance? The answer is either yes or no. If you think that the words should be removed, please pay attention to this column. This is your column. If you think leave them alone, this is your column. Okay? Here we go. We are going to now write what is called the hook. The hook is the first sentence of an argumentative paper. In this case, the hook is a question. If you know what to do, do it. I'm telling you, the hook is a question. Do you know the hook? Do you know the first sentence of this paper? If you do, awesome, do it. If you don't, wait about 10 seconds. I'll tell you. I've got pencils right here if you want.
Yeah. Just open this pen.
Yeah, I know. If you didn't know what the hook was, it's right here. Should the words under God be removed from the Pledge of Allegiance ? After the word hook. Don't write hook. Don't forget to indent. This is the beginning of a paragraph.
Do we have to use that one?
Yes. Use this hook.
Okay.
So AJ's asking a question. I'm going to read into what he's actually asking and propose this. Later on in this class, you understand that this class goes from now until June. Right around April-ish, you will write another paper. This class has 2 papers written total. Here's the first one. We're going to write it together. You're going to write your own second one. You're going to be on your own. I'm showing you how to write this one so that you know how to write the next one. When you write the next one, same process. Exact same process. Okay. So sentence number 1 of an 8-sentence paragraph is the hook. I am now talking to those of you who think the words should be removed. Is that you? Do you think the words should be removed? You would say, yes, remove them. Here's your second sentence. Word for word, right there. Some people think the words should not be removed. But wait, aren't I talking to those people that think the words should be removed? Yep, and you're not one of them. They think it should not be removed, is what you're saying here, for 2 reasons. Just write that sentence word for word. If you think the words should not be removed, here's your word for word second sentence. Some people think the words should be removed. You don't think so, but you're presenting their arguments first. Everyone, listen. In this paper, you present the argument you disagree with first. Then you present your argument. But first you have to acknowledge their argument. Yeah. No pencil sharpeners in here. Oh, does anyone have an extra pencil or pen for Joe? Oh yeah, I got one right there. Just a bit of advice. Come to class with something to write with.
Yeah.
And something to write on. This is school.
No, I had a conflict, so
Okay. Well, next I'm talking, we'll start with number 3. By the way, this is 1 paragraph. So you should have started your second sentence right where you left off with the first sentence. Same line. This is 1 paragraph. Now, if that's not you, don't erase it and Colossal waste of time. Just maybe draw an arrow. I shouldn't have done that.
So we should ignore the arrows that say second, third,
For now.
Okay.
Wait, so do we introduce the reasons in the intro paragraph?
Hold on, you're getting ahead of us, which is awesome. All we've done so far is 1 and 2. Just stop. Is there anyone who's not done 1 or 2? 1 and 2. Besides 2. And
Yeah.
happy boy. Okay, don't worry about what it says down here in the middle. We are not starting our second paragraph. This all goes in the first paragraph. This is something else that you'll all understand in a minute. Okay? So what you now need to do is decide what your first reason for the side you disagree with is going to be. I am now talking to those people out there who think the words should be removed. Is that you? Do you think when I ask the question, should the words be removed? You'd say, yeah, remove them. I'm talking to you now. Okay? You need to tell me the first reason that those people who think the word shouldn't be removed, what's their first reason? And where do you find it? Well, on this chart. And there were 2 reasons that those people argued. Well, one, the words are not unconstitutional. Do you want that to be your first reason? Great. Then you're going to say, some people think the words should not be removed because of their belief that the words are not unconstitutional. Or you could just write this. First of all, they believe the words are not unconstitutional. Always recognize, please, that you're always saying this is what they think. First of all, they believe the words are not unconstitutional. But maybe you'd rather talk about that second and the other argument. And does anyone remember what was the other argument? One argument was, why remove them? They're not unconstitutional. And the other argument was, it doesn't force religion. Right. Okay. So the 2 arguments that are made by people who think the words should not be removed are, they do not violate the Constitution, and they do not force religion upon anyone. Okay, list those over here. The first reason it should not be removed is they do not violate the Constitution. The second reason the word should not be removed is they do not force religion upon anyone. Okay, now I've talked to those of you who are arguing that the word should be removed. You should be done with all the way through number 4. And now I am talking to those of you who think that the words should not be removed. Okay, is that you? If I were to ask, hey, should the words be removed? You'd say, no, leave them alone. Okay, what you need to do is list the arguments for the side that says, yes, they should be removed. And what are the 2 arguments for why the words should be removed? It does violate the First Amendment, and anyone else? Yeah.
It's religious coercion.
Yeah. It forces religion upon a captive audience. It's the opposite of the other 2 arguments. Is it constitutional? Yeah, says leave it alone team. No, says get rid of it team. Does it force religion? Yeah, says get rid of it team. No, says leave it alone team. Everyone, when I talk next, you should be done through number 4. Remember, phrase it as they think. They. Yes, they. Make sure, please, also that you've written 4 distinct sentences. There are 4 dots. Well, 3 plus a question mark. End the sentence. Put a dot there. Next letter, capitalized. The first reason, blah, blah, blah. The second reason, blah, blah, blah. Question.
What were the,
Some people think, here's the first reason, here's the second reason. Yes.
what were the two arguments that were made for the keep them?
So you think the words should be removed? No. Okay. But you're acknowledging the two arguments for the side that say, please do remove them. Right? The first reason is they believe it violates the Constitution. Secondly, they believe the words force religion upon people. How are we doing? Good. Let's make it a goal. Get the next 3 sentences written. Okay? And it's pretty simple. I'm talking to everybody now. The next thing you do is say, others think what you think for 2 reasons. Right? Word for word. Just write sentence 5, word for word. Others think the word should be removed for 2 reasons. For that team. Over here, others think the word should not be removed for 2 reasons. This is your opinion. Yes?
We have to have 2 reasons.
Yeah?
But what if we don't believe it? Like, what if we only have 1 reason?
You don't. You have 2.
But I don't.
Yes, you do.
Okay.
All right. We researched 2. Just writing word for word, sentence number 5. Continuing right where you left off with sentence 4.
So for our 2 reasons, we just say the opposite.
Yes, very good, AJ. Excellent.
This is lame.
What?
This is lame.
No, it's not. This is organized.
It is organized. But it's still kind of.
No, it's not.
Right.
I'm going to pretend that I know a little bit more than you do. Now, is this the only way to write? This is a way to write. This is an organized way to write. Okay, and then, this is for everybody, what you do is, in the next 2 sentences, sentences 6 and 7, you list the 2 arguments for the side you agree with. First of all, second. And listen, everyone, I want you to write it this way. Do you have another way to do it? Fine. So what? Write it this way. I have one more thing to say at the end of the hour, and then you'll be dismissed. Finish sentence 7. Finish sentence 7. I have 2 things to say. But I can tell you. So the 2 reasons for the argument that leave the words alone is the words do not violate the Constitution. The second thing is the words do not force religion upon anyone. That was an argument that we came up with, but let's stick with the ones we came up with.
People think they shouldn't be removed because they don't.
Some people think the words should be removed because they violate the Constitution and they force religion upon an audience. Others think the words should be left alone because they do not violate the Constitution and they do not force religion upon anybody. Pretty simple.
In a way, it's like we're not really even writing what we really think. We're
Not yet.
writing what other people
Guess what the 8th sentence is?
This is the outline.
The 8th sentence is where you'll throw your 2 cents.
Okay.
So, but we're not there yet. Okay, so just understand, listen, we are now paying attention to the double arrow things down the middle. When you write the rest of this paper, the topic of your 2nd sentence is whatever you wrote in sentence number 3. What did you write in your third sentence? That will be the topic of your second paragraph. What did you write in your fourth sentence? That will be the topic of your third paragraph. What did you write in your sixth sentence? That will be the topic of your fourth paragraph. What did you write in your seventh sentence? That will be the topic in your fifth paragraph. Will you please, right now, label, write in like a circle, put a circle next to the third sentence somewhere, paragraph number 2. Put this. This is paragraph 2. Put that in a circle somewhere by your third sentence, and then do the others. Third paragraph, fourth paragraph, fifth paragraph. What I'm teaching you as far as the writing of this paper is something called paper consistency. The paper matches the paragraph. If the first thing I read about is how some people believe the words are not unconstitutional, if that's the first thing I read about in your first paragraph, that should be the first thing you talk about in your second paragraph. Paper consistency. You guys need to go. Bye. See you Monday.
Jake.
It's not mine.
Keep it.
Okay, sweet.
Of course, World and Conflict is in the library. Library.
Okay. Do we ever go to the library?
Barely anyone.